In this tutorial, we're going to talk a little bit about volumetric atmosphere to be able to add some nice particle looking effects to our horizon line. It's actually fairly simple to put into your scene, and it will give you the atmospheric effects to pull your scene into more realism. So the first thing that we need to do is I'm going to go to a left view. I have my sky cylinder in here and my water plane from previous tutorial. So I'm just going to go to wireframe, go to left view, and I'm going to go to create helpers, and in my roll down menu I'm going to select atmospheric apparatus. Now I prefer the sphere gizmo over the others, so I'm just going to go ahead and create a sphere gizmo in here, and I'm going to lower it just a little bit. It gives me a more natural shape for portraying my atmosphere. So I'm going to go back to my camera view now and take a look at what I have. And the next step is to select on the modify panel. We're going to go down here to the atmosphere and effects rollout. We're going to add volume fog. Say OK. Let's select on that, say setup, and in here you can see I have two added now, so we'll just delete one of those, making sure that it's still apparent in the roll down there. And you have two tabs, one for environment and one for effects. We're going to go to the effects. We're going to add the lens effects, which you can see that I've done already, so I won't add it again. And I have added glow, which will give me the atmospheric effect that I'm looking for, but I've also added ray. We'll take that out for the time being. It has more to do with the light that I have in the scene. And so we're going to go ahead and pick the light. I have an Omni light from previous tutorial, and then we're going to see what we have to render. Now, as you can see, this is giving me some fog in here. It's very bright and light and unattractive, so but you can actually see it in the render scene. So the way that we can modify that is to go to environment and change the color and density associated with the volume. So I'm just going to take that down, perhaps add a little bit of blue in there, and make sure that it's still nice and light, but I'm also going to take down the density pretty much down to a very light fog in there, since my sky kind of depicts a partly cloudy setting. So I don't want to get it too dense, even though it is by the ocean. Usually in the afternoon, such as this, the moisture is actually rolling in from the ocean, so to have it up next to the camera and not out toward the ocean would be a little different looking. Doesn't register well with someone who lives to live at the ocean. So taking into consideration that we do draw our information from life, we want to make sure that it's as accurate as possible when we're depicting realism. Let's take another look at our render, and you can see that the effect of that is toning down just a little bit. This gives you some information to go on for addressing your scene, and very quickly I will show you how the ray effect looks. Let's go to star. I believe that's also associated with the lighting. Oh, let's go ahead and render that so that you can see what that looks like. Those lighting effects don't pop up until the very last minute. And that's not real attractive. I don't really care for that. It's a little too, not like a starburst burst that I'm used to seeing. So I'll take that one out. Not caring for that until I have an opportunity to look at that and adjust it. And I'll show you the ray very quickly so that you can get an idea of how that looks, and so that you can use some of these techniques to dress up your environments to render for your portfolio. Of course, some of these are not applicable to transporting to games, but they do, as you can see, really help pull the appearance of your scene into a more realistic looking environment. So have fun with those, and can't wait to see how you are doing with your scenes. I just wanted to talk for just a moment about volumetric effects or particle types of effects within the game. Of course, we can't use some of these effects, they don't transfer into the game, but the way that we do create volumetric types of effects is by creating a model, such as the first model that I showed you. It's simply a large spherical shape encompassing an area, and a particle solution is put on that, which actually can be animated as well. It's very similar to volumetric effect in Max or Maya, but it actually has to be created with something that can be ported to the game engine. These are solutions that you can use to render your scenes for your portfolio. It's very simple to create volumetric effects for the game engine. It's a simple model with some effects applied and exported to the game engines.